Hey guys, this is Zero. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have another replay analysis for you guys. Replay is from Love in Retirement 54. This is another collaboration with Guido 1212 and a couple other CCs. We're going to all give our own perspectives, do our own type of replay analysis, and link each other's videos below our channels. So that being said, after you finish watching, feel free to check out the other community contributors' videos down below. Let's get started. So, this will be the first time I watch this replay, same as you guys. And as you can see, it is Berlin. Hellcat, well, not all tier 6, but mostly tier 6, couple tier 7s. Personally, I have not played Berlin that much, and I'm not a huge fan of it, I'll be honest. Nor do I know what the best ways to play it, but I can definitely help with uh, situational analysis. Anyways, let's get to it. So, the Hellcat is definitely one of those vehicles that everyone kind of likes. It used to be way better. Not so anymore. It's still strong, but it's slow backwards, slow turret traverse, and its gun handling I think was also nerfed a while back. But that's not to take away from how much fun it is. It still goes 70. It still has a good gun. It still has 10 degrees of gun depression. And if you decide to use premium ammo, then you have decent shell velocity and 243 millimeters of pen and a tier 6. So, the loadout that I see, for the most part, if you don't have many credits to use, is not a bad loadout at all. No food is fine. I don't get the manual fire extinguisher. You don't get set on fire that often, and the automatic fire extinguisher, not only does it do it automatically so you don't have to pay attention for it, it also reduces your fire chance. So just by having it on, you're less likely to get set on fire. As for the premium medkit, that does actually kind of make sense. It is definitely useful on a tank like the Hellcat. The Hellcat, if it takes an artillery hit or an HE hit, can lose even all of its crew members in one shot. So that completely makes sense. As a quick aside, this is my marks on my Hellcat. Or not even my Hellcat, I don't even know what this is, 3500? Figure it out. Anyways, stuff is getting lit. I have not played this side of the map ever on Berlin, so I'm curious to see how gameplay on this side works. Already, the first thing I would recommend, as you can see, right now, Hellcat is sitting behind the bush, but the bush is transparent, which means that if you fire, something can actually spot you. What I would recommend in this situation, there's plenty of things spotting, so might as well make the bush opaque and make it so that you can't see through it, which means that they can't spot you through. So looking at how the game is progressing, I do support moving up right here. They don't have as much over here as Lovin's team. good kill, but again, I probably would have tried to back off. Camo nut probably helps with that. However, it is not always the best. So, I haven't fired standard AP out of tanks recently, and that's kind of one of my main reasons that I play with premium APCR. It's not so much the penetration, but the shell velocity. It helps a lot with tanks that are trying to back off of ridge lines or any of that. But if you don't have the credits, then it is not a big deal if you don't. It is completely playable with standard rounds. Again, this team is progressing well. Moving up here is always a good idea. Because the enemy team is collapsing. I wouldn't necessarily have gone here. So, if I was in this position, I'd look to try to get under the ridge line over here, because then I could play the ridge and look for shots, and also spot out. So right here, like I like to get as much damage and assistance in, so that's the way I play. And it just feels like it's not as ideal as it could be. Not to say it isn't a usable position, but Thunderbolt over there is actually quite well armored. I got the switch to HE, especially when it's that low. I would have saved the shot. You can see that it's backing up, take a less risky shot. But overall, good idea. So at this point, besides the OI having the ability to one-shot, so from this side, have to be careful. I would have tried to move up sooner. There was definitely there wasn't much holding you back from moving up. Actually, earlier there was probably a chance to get a shot on the Skoda T25 if um, like map awareness is key when it comes to tank destroyers. Well, it comes to anything, but tank destroyers especially, because sometimes you can get really cheeky shots into tanks that wouldn't expect to actually get shots on. Because of the scoreline, I would be already looking to be over here, trying to get shots on everything in here. I wouldn't look to be far back. But again, it is winning the game by clearing this, and overall, there isn't much to critique as in bad play. It just, there's definitely things that could have been done faster or done slightly differently. But I think the main thing would be speed. This thing is fast. You can move around the battlefield a lot faster than the other vehicles. Yes, it can get you in trouble, but at the same time, it's very good for getting to places to get damage and help your team. So, when Hellcat was sitting down here, you can look to push across or push under a lot faster. And then you can also have rotated here faster. Right here, what I would do is back off, go delit, and then just poke around a random corner. I would have looked to have gone another shot in. That OI turned around at some point. It would have been fine. So, okay. Watching or cap is one of those things that, um, that's another possibility is if, a push had been made over here sooner, could either drive back sooner or have been over here, done a bunch of damage, and then tried to come back to defend. So, the KV2 is definitely the Hellcat's nightmare, because that KV2 can one-shot quite easily, even after all the HP buffs. And then just another situational shot right there. It would have been better to hold the shot that extra like split second to get a more guaranteed one. And then there, shooting would have been better than ramming, especially if that wasn't an endgame scenario, because that was just 240 HP loss for nothing. From what it looks like, there wasn't that much more damage that could have been picked up, unless Hellcat had moved around faster. That is one of the downsides of low tier gameplay. At this point, it looks like the game is, yep, the game is over. So let's go through the post-game stats real quick. So 4 kills, 1200 damage. As you can see, there's only one shot damage per tank. Personally, I think there could have been an extra shot put into both the Skoda T25 and the OI, and possibly even the KV2. Should have made about 1600, 1700 damage game, which would just make it that much more, well, that much better. But overall, it was a very solid game, especially if you're not familiar with Berlin, then playing conservatively is not a terrible idea. But from the way tanks were spread on the minimap, there was definitely a chance to do some more. And then poking against that OI after the first shot, could have backed off, gotten delayed, and then just poked out around a different corner because he was still spotted by the T50, I think. So, like I said, this is a collaboration with some other CCs. Feel free to check out their take on this replay. Um, Links are under my channel. And I hope you guys have a great week. And I will look to post another video in the next week or two. I'll quickly scroll through team score and the detailed report so you guys can also see it. But yeah, I will see you guys around.